What's up guys, it's Volga and welcome to the Torment Warlock guide. So in this video we're gonna go through the build and the full guide on max roll, and if you want to see more gameplay of the build, I have a full showcase video as well, so link for those are in the description. So let's get into it. So for this build you can either level up with the Warlock leveling guide, or you can just basically follow the end game version, because Torment also is really good for leveling, so you can just follow the progression in the in my guide as well. Either is fine. Of course the leveling guide is more optimized for actual leveling. But yeah, let's get into the skill. So what this does, basically you drop Fissure to apply Torment to enemies, and you scale your damage with the necrotic resistance. So you stack necrotic res for damage and tankiness. So you get more damage per necrotic res here, and then you get more damage per added crit multi as well. Then you can get, necrotic shred easy here, more damage again with Torment. You kind of need to get this minus mana cost here, so you can actually use it nicely, because you want to be reapplying this quite often. And then just more damage again. And yeah, some things about the Fissure. So this node here might seem like it's good, but it's actually not. Basically, increasing the duration of Torment is just useless, because it can't stack anyways, so no reason to go for this. Then this node, if you want to take it, you can, but the mana cost is so high that it's basically not doable. But if you have a lot of gear or mana regen or whatever, you can take this for extra AoE, so kind of nice for clearing. So double, basically double Fissure is more AoE. And this is just you can drop the extra points you have here, for example. So more spirits, more AoE, more ailments, because the spirits can also hit, so they can apply ailments like damned and withered or whatever you want to apply. So you can actually get hits on a damage over time build, which is good. Then for Spirit Plague, so this is gonna be kind of like our spammy skill that I use, at least I use on my mouse. So kind of like the main skill in a way. So it's another curse, so we get more damage per curse on target. So we want to stack a lot of curses. We also get other stuff like tankiness per curse, so it goes nicely with those. And then we're maximizing the damage with more damage, and spell necrotic damage per int. So we're stacking the decent amount of int, not going too hard, but still. And you get some nice buffs here, like increase global damage over time, so this works for everything. And the plague is kind of okay for 1 point. Why not? Might as well. And cast speed is actually, even though you can't stack Spirit Plague, the cast speed basically makes it more kind of smoother to play and just easier to apply it around the map. And the poison here is just to basically get to apply this, or get the benefit from this node. So you need to have either of these 3 elements on the enemies, so that's why we take the poison. And yeah, Wandering Spirits, lots of extra damage. So you basically, you are a Torment build, but you also want to use other skills to amplify the damage. So it's like a necrotic dot, not only Torment, but even though Torment is the main thing. So, just getting a reveal range, so you want to minimize the reveal range basically. So the enemy, the spirits are going to be clumped together, so they can hit the enemies better. So basically more single target damage. And then a lot of more damage, so damage against cursed and damned enemies, so a lot of more damage from this. And yeah, then this is just for the hit basically. This projectile can actually hit, so you can get extra ailments with this, kind of nice. So 1 point there, some more damage against poisoned enemies as well. So we have the poison, the Spirit Plague for example. This can also poison, by the way. And then cooldown, always nice, basically more damage, because you can use it more often. Then again more damage here, pretty simple stuff. And you want to combo Wandering Spirits with the Profane Veil, because Profane Veil, while you channel it, any spirit you reveal inside it will get buffed thanks to this node. So you get more damage and more area for the Wandering Spirits. So what you basically want to do is you press Wandering Spirits and then you press Profane Veil, so you get the maximum benefit. And so this skill basically makes you, it's kind of like Rebuke, basically makes you immortal. You dodge every hit, your armor applies to dodge as well. So pretty nice. You get a more global damage here, so 50% more global damage, so pretty nice. And then you can reduce the cooldown basically by spamming Spirit Plague, because that's gonna be you need to directly cast a curse for this. so you can reduce a portion of the cooldown. Here you can get another curse with the penance, so that's just for the extra curse, and you can go for like secondary area, so you can do a bit of damage with the Profane Veil itself, because it also deals necrotic damage over time. Then Bone Curse, another curse again. You also get this on Transplant, by the way, so kind of nice. And then like more duration or increased duration. So and movement speed. Movement speed is actually quite nice. So when you have a lot of points, you have the plus affix on your gear, and you have the dagger that we're gonna use. You can actually go for this movement speed with dagger here. So you can basically just move faster, because this lowers your movement speed usually. So it's nice. And we also stack like duration on idols as well. So you can actually make this last like 4 seconds or something. So the base duration is 2 seconds, but you can actually basically be immortal for 4 seconds, and that also means you get like more out of this node if it lasts longer, because you can reveal spirits inside the area for longer. And yeah, Transplant, classic movement skill, basically in my opinion, the best movement skill in the game. Just get bone armor, lots of tankiness, and we also get the idols that give you more bone armor basically, and then cooldown, cast speed, haste and frenzy for free, kind of nice. And then just bone curse might as well. And if you're using Twisted Heart, you might as well go for this as well, because you basically get Twisted Heart has +1 to necrotic spells, and this is physical usually, but you can spec this with 2 points, so you only lose 1 point if you go for it. So that's kind of nice. You can do that with Twisted Heart. It's not required, of course, but you can do it. And this kill threshold here, so you basically have a culling on bosses, for example, really nice 50%. And yeah, for the passives, so stacking a lot of necrotic resistance, of course, on this build, and ward retention. So intelligence, necro-res, get the armor, and then the ward retention, necrotic res, really nice stuff. And then on Warlock, so usually I start with this here. So basically this is like a later point, because you actually need the mana gain from this. So some nice mana regen and mana gain on hit per curse, and then max mana, spell damage for curses, really good stuff. So you want to get these per curse nodes here, so you get more armor per curse, and you get less damage taken per curse. So nice tankiness, because you're gonna have like 5 curses, so that's a lot of tankiness. Then withered, actually insane damage from this. So basically enemies take more damage from curses with this, and also you take less damage from withered enemies. So again, tankiness, really good, really strong node. And this here, so you get less damage taken while channeling. So basically Profane Veiling, you're gonna be even tankier, even though you're immortal anyways, but you also do more damage to damned while channeling. So quite nice. And then the ward decay threshold per necrotic res. So if you have like 1000 necrotic res, you're gonna have 1k decay threshold just with this. So really good. And the HP leech, you need this to have some sustain on your HP. You can probably drop this later. When you have like a lot of ward and stuff, you don't, because you're not like building HP. You can just drop the leech nodes, but at least early on you need this. And of course with the low life setup you won't need this, or you don't even want to get this. So you can kind of like shift these 6 points around if you want to, and when you can. And another curse here, Anguish, just for the extra curse, and then spell damage for curses, once again flat damage, nice. And haste effect, so we already get haste on Transplant, but this is just for the haste effect. So basically extra movement speed, and then extra crit multi here for some more damage on the fissure, so, or the fissure's ailments, so that's nice. And then intelligence, vitality, and the rest is gonna be in int and mana regen. All right, and then for the gear, so basically how this works is early on you need to like basically build a bit of HP. So early on you want to be building HP. You still get ward, but it's more like a secondary thing. So just get HP early on, get the good base with ward gain on kill and stuff, endurance, stuff like that. So basically it's a classic HP build early on. And then you move on to advanced. You basically, when you get Bone Clamor Barbute and the dagger here, then you can start to like kind of ignore the HP. You just build lot of necrotic res on everything. You build, you know, armor, reduce bonus damage taken, ward cannot kill, like stuff like that. You know, the experimental affix here. So at this point, you don't really care about HP at all. You just have your base HP. For idols, you go for, you know, increased duration for Profane Veil, necrotic res on everything, on suffix. For this, I go for armor granted by bone armor, so you can get like 260, almost 270 flat armor extra. You could also go for the spell damage, flat spell damage, but it's really low value, so I don't really see the reason. It's like only up to 10 or something like that. So. And then this one, you get chill on necrotic hit, so that applies to the Chthonic Fissure spirits, for example. So, you know, source of chill and then ward retention. And for the blessings, so crit multi for the more damage for the node, you know, and then necrotic res. You could also go for all resistance. So if you need other resistances, you can go for that. But of course, this is you know, the most damage and stuff like that. Armor, and if you need physical res, you could also go for physical res here, because this is now a bit nerfed, this blessing, so you could go for physical res, why not? But the increased armor is still very strong, especially because you have a lot of flat armor on this build. And then ward per second here, quite nice. And as you might see, some of the bases change here on the planner. So basically, this has like different boots and gloves on the starter planner, and different. Of course, the helmet is different, but so basically these new bases are like a high level. So on the starter planner, you have lower level bases. So on here we go for the haste effect boots. You can also go for, of course, the reduced crit boot if you want. And then on the gloves on the end game, we actually go for the big armor gloves. So armor applies to dots, and then again the haste boots, and of course the armor belt and stuff like that. So stacking a lot of armor. The catalyst is really nice. So getting ward per second, retention, necrotic resistance. And yeah, the weapon is the Ghost Maker. So basically the reason we go for this, it's a lot of flat damage. So good damage, and then you get the massive ward cannot kill. So that's a lot of value from the 66 ward cannot kill. There's really like no reason to use anything else. It's a common item. It's kind of high LP level, but it is easy to get. And then of course the Bone Clamor Barbute. Now we're getting flat curse damage on it as well. So really strong affix. So 48 spell damage at T7. So really good. Of course, necrotic res on everything. And now using Twisted Heart, this is just optional. You really don't need this. You could just go for, you know, this base here, get the ward per second and all the affixes. But this is just a lot of tankiness from the strength. So basically armor, you get plus to skills, you get some extra. You can actually basically use your HP with this, because like your HP is kind of useless. So you can actually convert some of it to ward. So if you're using Twisted Heart, even with the ward, like all the ward you have, you definitely want to get at least like 1 point into the leech passive. So, you know, you can actually leech your HP and keep getting ward. So that's kind of the idea with this item. And, you know, using Omnis, of course, so easy resistances, +1 skills. So at this point, quite nice to use. And yeah, there's also this new staff that you might think about using. So basically gives you like plus to or acolyte spells, plus to int. Necrotic penetration is the biggest one, I think, like a 90% necrotic penetration with Torment. So, I mean, that's quite a bit. You get increased effect of haste, so 60%, so a lot of movement speed. I don't think I would ever use the Soul Feast thing with this. Like, Soul Feast is just like, no thank you. So if I were to use this, I would play the same with this as I do with the Dagger Catalyst setup. Thing is, like, if you use this, you lose so much tankiness from the Dagger and the Catalyst. You lose, you know, the like necrotic res and stuff like that that you could get on the Catalyst. You lose all the stats, of course, that are on the offhand. So I don't really see any reason to use this. I think you can get a little bit higher damage with this for sure, but you lose so much tankiness that it's not. I don't think it's worth it. But of course you can play around with it, but it's yeah, I don't think it's very like insane or anything. Yeah, the low life variant also we have, so you can actually go low life with this, of course. It's gonna be less damage because you're gonna have less necrotic resistance, and I mean you basically need a lot of LP to not like lose everything, like lose all your affixes, because Of course, you need to build HP with the low life setup, so going full HP. Of course, if you want, you could still go for these idols, you know, if you want to, but I mean, you want to stack HP for the low life. Other than that, classic low life setup, you know, getting the last steps of the living, exsanguinous, and you can use Grimoire. So that is a really tanky setup. But losing the damage is kind of course, kind of sad. But you know, it's an option if you want to go for more tank. Definitely needs LP on these items here. So yeah, that's the build. If you want to see more gameplay, check the showcase video and the full guide is Macro, so description for those. And yeah, thanks for watching and see you in the next one.